Good morning. Welcome to Bethlehem Lutheran Church this morning. My name is Pastor Jamie. It's good to be with you all today. Things are going to look a little different this morning than our usual Sunday morning worship, and I am very excited to see what we got in store. We have a lot of different gifts and talents that are being shared today, which I think is a great reminder that God entrusts us with all of these different gifts to share and steward as we are called. So we're excited to celebrate and recognize and share those gifts this morning. We will be collecting an offering later in the service, so that will be normal. We will not have communion today, and then we'll be doing announcements right before the blessing at the end. So if you have announcements, we will do those at that time. All right, I think that's all you need from me, and we're going to let praise team kick us off.
Helpless baby. Welcome. Welcome to the Bethlehem Lutheran Church play. As the story unfolds with Leah Haraldson. Watch. The play is called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Leah, it's your turn.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Oh, yeah. Hold it a minute. That was your first mistake. I'm stirring like crazy. These Christmas goodies finished. There is no rest for this hard-working mouse.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there.
Oops, that's mistake number 2. Those socks are by the fireplace to dry out. The kids in this house can't seem to stay out of the wet snow.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
Sugar plums, schmuggle plums. These kids are giving out gifts. Gifts and stuff and things. They don't care if the stuff dances or not. They just like the loot.
Mr. Mouse, you certainly seem negative. Are you a little disturbed about Christmas?
Christmas, bah humbug. All this is work and worry and loo and bills and gimme, got it.
Oh no, Mr. Mouse. Christmas is much, much more than that. Let me grab the first edition of The Night Before Christmas, and let's see if that will get you to understand. Now settle down and listen.
That was the wrong word.
'Twas the night before Christ's birth, and up in the sky the angels were prepping to be heard on high.
Tonight's the night. God is sending Jesus down to earth. Tonight's the night. God is sending Jesus down to earth.
I'm so excited. Who should we tell the news to first?
Let me look at our assignment scroll. We're going up to the hills of Bethlehem to a group of shepherds.
Shepherds, shouldn't we tell some important people? It's God's plan for you to tell the shepherds first. The birth is just the beginning of the plan.
Well, God knows best. Let's get the other angels and head out. Lead on, Gabriel.
I guess you know it. I can use the microphone. I can use the microphone.
The people in Bethlehem, a small rural town, were just getting ready to lay themselves down.
A while ago, a young couple begged me to let them stay in my stable. I let them. The wife is expecting a baby any time now. I suppose it's better than sleeping in the street. Maybe I should check on that couple. No, they'll be all right.
And out on the hillside, while watching their sheep, a group of young shepherds were falling asleep, when suddenly out of the sky came a light. An angel appeared, making everything bright.
Peace to each man. You need not have fear. For the news we have brought you, you will find very dear.
A baby is born, this night is his birth. He's come to save all of the people on earth.
In Bethlehem town, you will find this dear child with Joseph and Mary, his mother so mild.
Sharing a manger with oxen and sheep, nestled in blanket.
Let's go look for the stable. The Lord will take care of the sheep. Let's hurry.
So after the angels delivered the news, the shepherds went searching with no time to lose. And just as the angels had told them aloud, they found Jesus with Mary and Joseph so proud. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration and was taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David called Bethlehem, because he was descended from the house and the family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a manger, because there was no place in the guest room. Now in that same region there were shepherds living in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. Then an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth and laying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, "Glory to the God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace among those whom he favors."
Wow, that's a great story. Jesus was born on the first Christmas day. That was really loud.
That's right. Jesus was born on the first Christmas day. A gift from the Father. He planned it that way. And every dear person who hears and believes that moments from Jesus a pardon receives. For all folks have sinned and gone their own way, but God listens closely when we choose to pray. And chose to love Jesus, who came down to earth to live and to die and to give us new birth.
Terrific. Christmas is the hallelujah. Gimme, got to. It's really Jesus, the joy and love straight from God.
Congratulations. Now you know the reason for the season.
Go tell it on the mountain. Oh, what hell's that now? Now we will sing Go Tell It on the Mountain. I'm doing the yes.
Tell it on the mountain.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. That Jesus Christ is born.
You guys
At this time, I'm going to invite the children up for a story. So I just gave you all a gift, a free gift, no strings attached. Do you know what that means? No strings attached means you don't have to give anything back, that it's free. Now, who has given us gifts like that in this world? Jesus. You're right. Now, I gave you some Kleenex. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. This story is a little sad. It made me cry when I read it the first time. Have you ever felt alone? Have you ever felt like you didn't fit into a place? Have you seen anybody else who ever felt that way? No? Well, if you did, would you invite them to come and play with you? Well, this is a story about a rabbit called Barrington Bunny. It's read at Christmas. It could also be read at Easter because, bunnies are kind of Easter. But he kind of is a little bit like Jesus in a way. So I want you to think about that as I read the story. Once upon a time, in a large forest, there lived a very furry bunny. He had one lop ear, a tiny black nose, and an unusual shiny eyes. His name was Barrington. Barrington was not really a handsome bunny. He was brown and speckled, and his ears didn't stand upright, but he could hop, and he could say, "I was very furry." In a way, winter was fun for bunnies. After all, it gives them an opportunity to hop in the snow and to turn around and see where they have hopped. Well, we had snow like that just recently. Did you see any bunny tracks? No. So in a way, winter was fun for Barrington. But in another way, winter made Barrington very sad. For you see, winter marked a time when all the animal families got together in their cozy homes to celebrate Christmas. He could hop and he was furry, but as far as Barrington knew, he was the only bunny in the forest. When Christmas Eve finally came, Barrington did not feel like going home at all by himself, so he decided that he would hop for a while in the clearing in the center of the forest. hop, hippity hop. Barrington made tracks in the fresh snow. Hop, hop, hippity hop. Then he cocked his head and looked back to the wonderful designs he had made. Bunnies, he thought to himself, can hop, and they are very warm too, because of how furry they are. But Barrington didn't know whether or not this was true for all bunnies, since he had never met another bunny. When it got too dark to see the tracks he was making, Barrington made up his mind to go home. On his way, however, he passed a large oak tree. High in the branches, there was a great deal of exciting chattering going on. Barrington looked up. It was a squirrel family. What a marvelous time they seemed to be having. "Hello up there," cried Barrington. "Hello down there," came a reply. "Having a Christmas party?" asked Barrington. "Oh, yes," answered the squirrels. "It's Christmas Eve. Everyone is having a Christmas party." "May I come to your party?" said Barrington softly. "Are you a squirrel?" "No." "What are you then?" "A bunny." "A bunny?" "Yes." "Well, how can you come to the party if you're a bunny? Bunnies can't climb trees." "That's true," said Barrington thoughtfully, "but I can hop, and I'm very furry and warm." "We're sorry," cried the squirrels. "We don't know anything about hopping or being furry, but we do know that in order to come to this house, you have to be able to climb a tree." "Oh, well," said Barrington. "Merry Christmas." "Merry Christmas," chattered the squirrels, and the unfortunate bunny hopped off towards his tiny house. It was beginning to snow when Barrington reached the river. Near the river banks was wonderfully constructed house of sticks and mud. Inside there was singing. "It's the beavers," thought Barrington. "Maybe they will let me come to their party." And so he knocked on their door. "Who's out there?" cried the voice. "Barrington Bunny," he replied. There was a long pause, and then a shiny beaver broke out of the water. "Hello, Barrington," said the beaver. "May I come to your Christmas party?" asked Barrington. The beaver thought for a while, and he said, "I suppose so. Do you know how to swim?" "No," said Barrington, "but I can hop, and I'm very furry and warm." "Sorry," said the beaver. "I don't know anything about hopping and being furry, but I do know that in order to come to our house, you have to be able to swim." "Oh, well," Barrington muttered. His eyes filled with tears. "I suppose that's true. Merry Christmas." "Merry Christmas," cried the beaver, and he disappeared beneath the surface of the water. Even being as furry as he was, Barrington was beginning to get cold, and the snow was falling so hard his tiny bunny eyes could scarcely see what was ahead of him. He was almost home, however, when he heard an exciting squeak of a field mouse beneath the ground. "It's a party," thought Barrington, and suddenly he blurted out through his tears, "Hello, field mice. This is Barrington Bunny. May I come to your party?" But the wind was howling so loudly, and Barrington was sobbing so much that no one heard him. And when there was no response at all, Barrington just sat down in the snow and began to cry with all his might. Bunnies, he thought, aren't any good to anyone. What good is it to be furry and to be able to hop if you don't have any family on Christmas Eve? Barrington cried and cried, and when he stopped crying, he began to bite on his bunny foot, but he did not move from where he was sitting in the snow. Suddenly, Barrington was aware that he was not alone. He looked up and strained his shiny eyes to see who was there. To his surprise, he saw a great silver wolf. The wolf was large and strong, and his eyes flashed fire. He was the most beautiful animal Barrington ever saw. For a long time, the silver wolf didn't say anything at all. He just stood there and looked at Barrington with those terrible eyes. Then slowly and deliberately, the wolf spoke. "Barrington," he asked in a gentle voice, "why are you sitting in the snow?" "Because it's Christmas Eve," said Barrington, "and I don't have any family, and bunnies aren't any good to anyone." "Bunnies are too good," said the wolf. Bunnies can hop, and they are very warm. What good is that? Barrington sniffed. It's very good indeed, the wolf went on, because it's a gift bunnies are given, a free gift with no strings attached. And every gift that is given to anyone for every reason, someday you'll see why it is good to hop and warm and be furry. But it's Christmas morn, Barrington, and I'm all alone, and I have no family at all. Of course you do, replied the great silver wolf. All the animals in the forest are your family. And then the wolf disappeared. He simply wasn't there. Barrington only had blinked his eyes once, and the wolf was gone. All of the animals in the forest are my family, thought Barrington. It's good to be a bunny. Bunnies can hop? That's a gift. Then he said it again, a gift, a free gift. And into the night Barrington worked. First he found the best stick that he could. It was difficult because of the snow. Then hop, hop, hippity hop to the beaver's house. He left a stick outside the door with a note that read, "Here's a good stick for your house. It is a gift, a free gift, no strings attached. Signed, a member of your family." It is a good thing that I could hop, he thought, because the snow was getting very deep. Then Barrington dug and dug. Soon he gathered enough dead leaves and grass to make a squirrel's nest warmer. Hop, hop, hippity hop. He laid the grass and leaves just under the large oak tree and attached this message, a gift, a free gift from a member of your family. It was late when Barrington finally started home, and what made things worse was that he knew a blizzard was beginning. Hop, hop, hippity hop. Soon poor Barrington was lost. The wind was howling furiously, and he was very, very cold. It was certainly cold, he said out loud. It's a good thing I'm so furry, but if I don't find my way home soon, I might freeze. Squeak, squeak. And then he saw it. A baby field mouse, lost in the snow. A little mouse was crying, "Hello!" "Hello, little mouse," Barrington called. "Don't cry, I'll be right there." Hippity hop, and Barrington was beside that tiny mouse. "I'm lost," sobbed the little fellow. "I'll never find my way home, and I know I'm going to freeze." "You won't freeze," said Barrington. "I'm a bunny, and bunnies are very furry and warm. You stay right where you are, and I'll cover you up." Barrington lay on top of this mouse and hugged him tight. The tiny fellow felt himself surrounded by warm fur. He cried for a while, but soon was snug and warm, and he fell asleep. Barrington had only two thoughts on that long, cold night. First he thought, it's good to be a bunny. Bunnies are very furry and warm. And then he felt the heart of the tiny mouse beneath him beating regularly. He thought, all the animals in the forest are my family. Next morning, the field mouse found their little boy asleep in the snow, warm and snug beneath the furry carcass of a dead bunny. The relief and excitement was so great, they didn't even think to question where the bunny had come from. And for the beavers and the squirrels, they still wonder which member of their family left those little gifts for them on Christmas Eve. After the field mice left, Barrington's frozen body simply laid in the snow. No sound except for the howling wind. And no one, anywhere in the forest, noticed the great silver wolf who came to stand beside the brown, lop-eared bunny. But the wolf did come, and he stood there without moving or saying a word all Christmas Day until it was night and he disappeared into the forest. Who does that big wolf remind you of? You think that's maybe God watching over the rabbit? The bunny died. Yeah, they got very cold in the snow, kind of like that blizzard we had the other day. It was very cold and windy, but he saved the little mouse that was in his family, kind of like Jesus did for us. That's why I said it was kind of like Easter in a way, as we go from the time Jesus is born, which is now, to the time he had died, and that's at Easter. Did anybody not get a... Did anybody come up later?
A long time ago in Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible says, Mary's boy child Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new King is born today, and we will live forevermore because of Christmas Day.
Oh, shepherds watch the flocks by night, saw bright the shining star, and heard the choir from heaven sing, music came from afar.
Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new King is born today, and we will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Now Joseph and his wife Mary came to Bethlehem. They found no place to bear their child, no single room that could sight. High and by they found a little nook in a stable for alone, and in a manger cold and dark, Mary's little boy was born. Trumpets sound and angels sing, listen to what they say, that we will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Trumpets sound and angels sing, listen to what they say, that we will live forevermore because of Christmas Day.
We've heard from the very young and the middle-aged. Now you're going to hear from the old one. I've been a member of Bethlehem Lutheran since 1952, longer than many of you have been alive. It's been a great membership for me and my husband and my children. It's home. A while ago, maybe several years ago, I wrote this poem about Bethlehem Lutheran. I'm no longer writing, but poems do not grow old. They're forever young. And so I've entitled it Bethlehem Lutheran. Our church is like a river that flows through the seasons, collecting years alike, yet different, ever changing, yet remaining the same. I am part of this river of souls, a minuscule drop in an ever-flowing stream of faith. I carry the rivulet to pass it on, the love to share with others. We drink from this living water, we who thirst and live. I have another one also that I'm going to sneak in here. This is from a chapbook that I wrote back in the 1970s. It's entitled simply, Christmas Is. Titles are very important in poetry. They tell the whole story. If you don't get the title right, you might not know what the poem is about. But this one tells it all. Christmas is. Snowflakes whirling, swirling, drifting into mounded, rounded heaps of white. Small faces scrubbed, rubbed, with eyes beaming, gleaming, noses pressed against toy store windows. Footsteps cold and crunchy, hurrying, scurrying home to frost-fingered, mellow yellow window panes. Colored lights winking, blinking on woodsy evergreens, with shimmering, glimmering tinsel and ornaments. Packages gaily wrapped, pictures quickly snapped, cookies baked, appetites slaked, carolers in joyful song, symphonies hours long, Handel's magnificent Messiah, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, hearth and home where families live, give, sometimes cry, always try for harmony, learning to share, dare to be themselves. Church, the might and quiet of it, the candlelight of it, the force and source of it, the everlasting Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ. Thank you very much.
Can we give another big round of applause for everybody that shared their gifts today? Both up front and behind the scenes, there has been many hands making this possible. So we're grateful for everybody that has participated today and for everybody that's joining us, both in person and online. We're grateful for your presence here and for the gifts that we have to share. I have a few announcements, and I know we have some other announcements. On the 17th, so next Saturday, Katie, who just led our choir, is leading a group to go and carol, to do some caroling. So anybody and everybody is invited, and we have the confirmation kids on Wednesday put together these little stockings, and so we can take those and deliver them to the ones that we are caroling to. So if you okay, I know nobody has signed up yet. Katie said nobody signed up yet, so please sign up. The info and link is in the announcement sheet that you should have got when you came in. It's also on the website. And Katie, what time is that? 1:30. Yeah, you can talk to Katie today. She's here now. Yeah, please, if you're available on Saturday, next Saturday, 1:30, you can talk to Katie today or sign up online. Okay? Is there a mic on? Is it just mine? Yeah? Okay. Justice fixed it. All right. Let me see what else we got. The auction. So the auction will be open for 30 minutes after the end of the service. So probably right around 10:45. The bidding will be closing. Final bids will be made in person. So if there's something that you need to go check on, you have 30 minutes to do that after the service ends. And Megan, you had an announcement?
Yes. I just wanted to let everyone know, this January we have a group of alumni, college students that are going back to the Dominican. I thought it was important for all of you to know because you've supported our youth in the past by sending them to the Dominican. And it's obviously made a difference in their lives that they are now paying their way to go back. So we have Chloe Druckery, Peyton Mueller, Cindy Kratz, Madeline Johnson, and Kelly Jehoda. They're all going back this January. So if you can think of them, they're gone, they're away at college, obviously, but I wanted to pass on the word to just let you know that all of your support that you provided them with and gave them with while they were in school has obviously made a difference because, like I said, they're paying their way to go back and to do mission work in the Dominican. So just another thank you for everything you've done and supported them with, and just to continue to think of them and pray for them while they're gone into the Dominican. So thank you.
Thanks, Megan. Yeah, so in case you didn't hear that, Megan's big girl voice is right on, but for those online, it's not quite as easy to hear. We have some college students that are going back to the Dominican in January, and they're paying their way to go there, and just a testament to the support that this congregation and the impact that they have had on these young adults' lives and how they're continuing to continue this service work and going on this mission trip to the Dominican. And then we will have a group again going, not this next January, but the January after that. So, yeah. Lisa, you have an announcement? Can we use the pulpit mic for Lisa?
Good morning. This announcement is in my official capacity as Maddie's mom. I was designated her right-hand woman on her project to collect items for the Hope House in Baraboo. For those of you who don't know, Hope House is an agency that supports 7 counties, so 6 other ones besides Columbia County, and they help survivors of domestic abuse and their families, and they do education in the schools. There's a lot going on there. But Maddie made it kind of her mission to do a collection every year right before Christmas. So we have a little collection out there. There's a sign with some ideas, but basically it's toiletries, cleaning items, kind of anything that people need to get through a rough time or to start a new household. So we're going to collect that through the month. Maddie will be home from school the Wednesday before Christmas, and she'll deliver everything on Thursday. So anything in the church will probably come like Wednesday sometime during the day and pick up donations, and then she'll be delivering them. And last year, I think I don't have her numbers, but over 300 items and a cash donation of several $100s, and thanks in part to everybody here. So just wanted to let you know that she is doing that again. If you have questions, you can let me know. Thanks.
Thanks, Lisa. And I have an announcement about Sunday school. Is there any other announcements before we get into that? Ann? The women's group is hosting the cookie walk next Sunday following worship. So bring your cash and you can get cookies for Christmas. They will have it all set up in the fellowship hall. You can walk through and pick up what you want and then check out at the end. This sounds like they have a large variety of cookies and candies, so please come ready for that next week and be ready. And then you don't have to do any baking. It's done. And you can get a variety too. That's the best part. Like you make one batch and that's all you got. All right. I have Sunday school announcements. Any others? Yes, Sue. Yep. And Brian.
So Sue and I are going on a mission trip this winter to Guatemala. And we're going with a group called Outreach for World Hope from Dane County. And with that, we are asking if you're willing to donate different supplies that we'll have a bin in the narthex starting next week that if we would like to drop off supplies, we'll have our name on it and what it's for.
Yeah, there's 33 of us traveling, and we host the medical clinic while they're there.
Okay.
And this group has been going for almost 15 years, and they go twice a year. So a couple of the things that we'll be collecting will be any boys or girls gently used clothes, size 2 and up. Small toys or stuffed animals, hydrocortisone cream, nail clippers, combs, stickers, and they love dum-dum suckers. So collect any of those things in the bin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian and Sue. So they're also going on a mission trip to Guatemala, and they will be collecting items. There will be a bin in the narthex starting next week, and we'll have more info on that in the bulletin and in the weekly announcements for what they are collecting and more about them. And let me know when you guys are heading out, and we can have like a sending here at worship, okay? All right. Sunday school does have class next week. I know we had the wonderful, fabulous program this morning. You all did a wonderful job. You do have class next week as one more before Christmas break. And as you are heading out today, Sunday school, if you can go toward, Jeanette's over in the side door, if you see her over there, she can wave. And you guys can go out that way to get your costumes off, and then there's a little gift for you to pick up, and then you can head over to the fellowship hall for our potluck, which everybody is invited to come and eat and have food together. As a reminder, now that we've had enough announcement time, we'll move it to 10:50 for the closing of the auction. And as a reminder, the kids table is in the fellowship hall, and that is for kids 12 and under to bid on only, not for parents to bid on behalf of their children. Granted, they may be hitting you up for the cash, but it's for the kids to bid on, okay? So that will close at 10:50. And I'm going to make you stand up. You've been sitting all morning, and we're going to have the blessing. May the God of peace, joy, hope, and love bless you this day and always. Amen. Go in peace and serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God.